Oh, I love the way you have a little dance along to the music every episode. You got that cheeky face with a grin on your face.
Love it. It's a tune. It's a tune.
Imagine you just put that on your nights off, then you dance around the bedroom.
I have it on my headphones, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Alicia with you when you're doing that?
Unfortunately not, no. Alicia's not there. I have tried to get Alicia on, but she's not a Newcastle fan. So we sprung the man who's been commenting in all our videos, who knows the situation. He's loves a view. We've rocked up with man like Greg North. What are you saying?
Good man, big Greg North. Mate, nice to see you. Nice to have you on, Greg. So as you can tell, talking about the Newcastle, it's an exciting episode today because we're going to do another 1 to 11, which is something we like to do. What have we had so far? We've had Arsenal's 1 to 11. We've had Beanie doing his Leeds. We've had Connor's Liverpool, the reigning champions.
Marco's Inter Milan.
That's Marco's Inter Milan.
Yeah, Marco.
Yeah.
Who else we had? I think have we had anyone else? We're still waiting on Tommy to do his menu.
That's right. Well, he's had that ready for ages. So, yeah.
Apparently. He's changed it 3 times.
Yeah. Diego's going to come on and do his Real Madrid, which could be a good one to challenge. We've got 3 people that want to do Man City. But today is black and white. Hence let's have a little look. Where's me banner? Where's me banner on here?
Get the banner
today is black and white. There we go. Look, hence the Magpies. Newcastle 1 to 11. So let's introduce you, Greg. Thanks for coming on, mate. How's things?
No worries. No problem at all. Happy to be here, boys.
Good, man. So let's take it all the way back, Greg. I know that you're based sort of Leicester area now, and your brother here is a glory hunting Liverpool fan. I think your other brother, I think you're like a mixed bag in your house. There's no sort of family allegiances. Where did it begin with you in Newcastle, and how did you find yourself supporting the Magpies?
I have absolutely no idea. I think it was the first shirt I ever picked up as a kid. I think I was about 6. My oldest brother supported Newcastle, but he's not a footballer. I had Man U and obviously Liverpool as well. But at the time, there was a good team to watch. Just started the Premier League when I just started watching football. So they were the team I stuck with from about 6 years old.
Nice. And what's sort of either your earliest memories of watching the game and some of the players that you sort of fell in love with, or do you remember going to a game quite young, like an actual live game for the first time?
I've not actually been to many Newcastle games. Actually, I've been probably 4. I didn't go till probably 10 years ago for the first one at St James's. Bit of an armchair fan, but living miles away, not being able to drive.
Right, fan's a fan. I mean, look at me. I'm 2,000 miles away from West Ham, so you know if you support and you follow them, you're still a fan. A fan's a fan. So just coming back there to your earliest memories, that sort of era that you were introduced to it. What sort of players and what sort of era stand out to you as the ones that made you go like, yeah, I'm liking this?
It was your Philip Alberts, your Rob Lees, that kind of era. That chip against Schmeichel for a centre half. Come on.
Real.
Not even for a centre half for anyone. Like Matt Letizia won goal of the season that year, and he said he copied Albert. That's crazy that he won it and Albert didn't. Madness.
Yeah. That was unbelievable. That was absolutely so. He was some player and all. And some of the games I remember, like some of the 4-3s you had and like ridiculousness like that, like some of the comebacks and whatever. Just absolutely brilliant. So let's get into your 1 to 11. First of all, I think we're probably going to all have a similar person between the sticks, but we'll make it a little bit interesting. As the guest, we'll let you go first. Who's got the number 1 jersey and the gloves? Who's your goalkeeper, Greg?
Got to be Shay Given. Has to be. It's got to be Given.
Yeah, Big Shay's beast.
I loved a couple of others, but throughout his career, Given was the one. He was a great shot stopper. Unreal. I loved Cernicek. Pavel Cernicek, loved him. He was great. His lot as well. Shaka, big Shaka. But a special mention's got to go to Steve Harper for me, just for time served at the club as a second keeper.
Yeah, actually, off air, I said the same, didn't I? Fraser. I said, like, Steve Harper, just for legendary status, he's kind of like a bit like your Mark Noble in the sense that he's just part of the furniture. So, you know, you've got to give him props for that. I had Shay Given as well. Honourable mentions to Shaka Hislop, was also a hammer as well. The Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper, Shaka Hislop. Nick Pope in recent years, pretty solid. Obviously, Pavel Cernacek and Harpo, as I got down on mine. But if I was going for it in a competitive way, I'd have gone for Shay Given as well, especially that couple of seasons where he was arguably the best goalkeeper in the league for a couple of seasons, I think. Didn't you? What do you think, Fraser?
Yeah.
I love Shay. I thought Shay was brilliant. I thought he was very harshly bombed out of Blackburn, but Blackburn's loss was Newcastle's game. Like, brilliant. Like, a couple of reserve keepers moved and become number ones. He was brilliant. But I personally would, as much as I love Shay, just to mix it up, I went for Shaka, because I remember when my first year started playing in goal, my mum bought me some Shaka Hislop Newcastle goalie gloves because she forgot that I supported Liverpool. So that's what I was wearing. That's what I was rocking out.
Brilliant. And do you know, Shay Given, he wasn't the biggest goalkeeper on the planet either, was it? Which is remarkable. Just dexterous and agile, wasn't he?
The question is, though, is he as good as Greg North in goal? That's the question. Like, does he spring from the back line like you do?
So are you a goalkeeper then, Greg? Is that your position?
It is now. I got old. I can't run around the pitch chasing 18-year-old kids anymore. I'm too old for that.
It's all right for me to do it, though. Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but again, love the game. Don't want to give it up. Had a season in goal. Thought, you know what, I'm actually all right at this. Let's stick at this for a bit.
Nice. What was your original position when you in the younger days?
My youngest days, I was a fullback, probably till about 15. Then I went on the wing with absolutely no skill, just pace. Sean Wright Phillips.
I'd have said Robador, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then just ended up playing on the last man up front for a few years, scoring a few goals.
Nice.
Couple of trophies.
Still had my pace, but I had no skill.
17-year-old Theo Walcott style. Just on the shoulder. Burning people pace in the other 20 minutes. I've got a question before we go on to the next player. Who's the best footballer in the family, Greg?
It's not Fraser. It's not Kanye.
It's not, no?
It's got to be Jerome before his injury. I'd never seen anything like it. It's about 5 foot tall, lightning pace. It just reminds me of a good Kanchelskis, and he was good.
Wow. To be fair, Fraser, you've always said Jerome before the injury. You have
always. Just dangerous. You know, when you look at players now, like if he was being coached now, they'd have made him a right winger, cut him from the left. But he was dangerous either side, even though his right foot was for swinging and standing, but he could bend it, drop a shoulder still, because he's very much like a Aguero sort of stature, like just small, but low centre of gravity, but could just sharp turn, bang. Like ridiculously good, ridiculous.
He was a rapid Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to turn the heat up then, because I'm going to be mean. Give us the family skills in order then, Greg. So Jerome's one.
It's got to go on position.
Is defensive-minded.
Defensive-minded phrase takes it all day, but going forward, I'd have to say myself.
Would you fit that phrase?
You've seen me play, Mike. You know me better than that, son. To be fair, I look at it in the same way. Greg had different skills to what I had. I could literally do more positions in a different way, while you got Greg would be isolate individuals one-on-one. Like, it doesn't matter, especially at the level that we played at. The higher up we get, obviously, more difficult, but the level that we played at, if you could gas someone for pace, no one's going to get near you. When we play together a little bit now, he gets left man-on-man, and he just gasses the guy, and no one comes to help the fullback because they don't want to get exposed. So he just constantly murders the guy all the fucking time. Like, it's easy to watch. Now I'm just trying to fucking run around and nail people. It's fucking great.
So he's taking it in a foot race then, yeah?
Yeah. Now.
Yeah. Let's go to you first. Always. Let's go to you first at right back, Kanye. And we'll switch the order. Kanye, stroke Fraser. Who you got at right back?
Well, I have a feeling who Greg's going to go for. So I went for the legendary Mathieu Debuchy, the French monster. For a few years, he was good. He was really. He was to me. It was like a. He was like a poor man's defensive version of Ronaldinho. He just literally like, boom, there he is for 2 years. Now he's fucking shit. And there was nothing before. There was nothing afterwards. He was just good for 2 years.
What do you think of that? Any thoughts on that, Greg?
He was good. I don't think he was exceptional. He was good. He done his job, but I don't think he was world class.
So who's your choice at right back, mate?
It's Trippier for me.
Told you, go for Trippier, didn't I? I told you, go for Trips.
Yeah.
Just for what he did.
Where he left, what he did at Atletico to leave to Newcastle in the situation that we was at, and to perform on the level that he did, for me, he's the foundation of what we are now.
Yeah. Not only that, he brought an experienced head. He's a leader, straight in as a captain, and he was a bit of leadership that you really needed. The set pieces and free kicks and delivery. Hell of a player, hell of a signing. That really shrewd, really shrewd signing from Hal. I've got both of those. I've got Debuchy and I've got Trippier on my list. To mix it up a little bit, I've gone for Warren Barton, just for the kind of service that he gave back in that day. Solid, really solid. Reminded me of a kind of Tim Breaker, kind of sort of right back. Relating to my team. But actually, I think you really got a star in Livermiento. I think he's going to be some player when he develops. I think he's going to be really good. Started off at Chelsea. I think he went on loan for a little while to Southampton for a season. He's ended up over there with a two. And I think if we do this again in 5 years, I think he's definitely going to be a strong candidate for taking that spot. I don't know what you think about that as a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, I definitely think that, but I also think that with a few players that we've got in the squad at the minute, we've got a very good
especially
side.
Both fullbacks.
Yeah, very young, inexperienced, both English, which is massive for me, for us.
Yeah.
As long as they keep injury free and get the experience, but they're doing both doing outstanding this season.
Yeah. Have you seen much of Harrison Ashby that went over to you?
I seen him when we had him for bits, but he looked good in glimpses. But I think he could have been someone that Hal could have managed into the starting 11, definitely.
Have you seen much of him, Fraser?
Not really, no. I mean, most of the football I've been watching really has been the Premiership games. I've not really had a chance to watch. I mean, missing a lot of it, but I like the idea of Livramento. I think he's really good. I think Livramento's only issue is his versatility. Sometimes he gets just put where they need him, and I think that could stunt his development. Sometimes it sounds easy for it to say, and I've done it going from right back to left back. It is a different game, even though if it's not your natural foot, it is a different game. But then he gets put. Sometimes he's had a couple of games playing like centre back when you had the injuries to Shaw and Botman, and then I've seen him playing holding midfield once. I was like, let the boy develop in his game, like where he is. Let him master that place before learning something else. But Hall as well, Hall at left back, I think he's quality. I think he's really good. Even the time I've seen him out of a bad game, he comes back so strong next.
Yeah, totally agree. So that's your goalkeeper. That's Shay Given between the sticks, and then you've gone for your right back. Who's your left back, Greg?
It's John Beresford.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Want to give us any?
I know he's shaking his head because he's got an Anfield boy.
Jose Enrique, mate. Jose Enrique, for that time he was at yours, we got him cheap because of his contract. He was an absolute tank, mate. He looks like our mate Miguel Talamantes. Just a monster. Just up and down. Just running through wingers for fun. Like, just what an absolute beast. And to be fair, he's a Newcastle legend. I know we had him. He weren't the same when we had him, but he was so good. So good to watch. Just a joy to watch. So good. To be
different to the two of you, I actually had Beresford, but to be different to the two of you, I'm going for Bernard. That just what you said about Debuchy, just for a couple of seasons, just the skills and that. I think he came from Lyon, didn't he? And just for a couple of seasons, Olivier Bernard just on the left, was kind of like, again, he was entertaining to watch. I don't know how you feel about him as a fan. Perhaps you thought he was a bit of a liability.
Oh, he was a nightmare as a fan to watch. He put me on edge so many times. But I have to give him a shout out just for getting knocked out by Lauren Robert with that ball.
Robert did him.
But they had a good little partnership down the left, didn't they?
Yeah. But having Robert in front of you, you've got free range to do whatever. Because he was class. He was unreal.
Yeah.
Some of the goals Robert scored, the free kicks, the fucking scissor back heels and shit. Oh, outrageous.
The reason I've gone for Beresford is because the Premier League back then was a lot different to what it is now. The tackles you had to make, the tackles you could make and get away with it. Some of the tackles he made was cringe-worthy. Just thought, oh, now it'd be straight red. But for me, that's why Beresford got the nod.
So, Kanye, it's the last minute. You're defending for your life. You're centre back. You look over to your left. Who do you want standing there? John Beresford or Ian Hart?
Beattie's got to kill me. It's got to be Bezo. It's got to be Big Bezo. But on the flip side, if we've got a free kick last minute of the game and I need someone to whip it in, I'm putting Ian Hart on it. So
there you go. There you go. Horses for
courses. The Irish Roberto Carlos, apparently.
Yeah, do you hear that? Do you hear that? Greg said you got Trippier for that, though. He'll be firing it up.
That would be it. Scrapping, take a free kick like Bowyer and Dyer.
Right, so we've got our full backs, we've got our man between the sticks. Greg, give us your central. I imagine you're playing 4 at the back, right? What's your formation?
Four at the back. It's 4-4-2 in a diamond. How they used to play when I first started watching Premier League football. Yeah. None of this fucking 4-5-1, 4-3-3, 4-3-2-1, and all that. It was 4-4-2. That was your formation. You had 2 strikers, your 2 wingers, your 2 midfielders. That was football.
Great minds. I've gone 4-4-2 as well. You, Fraser?
4-4-2.
So with that, Greg, give us your centre back pairing, both of them, please, and give us a bit on the centre back.
First one's Philippe Albert. Obvious reasons. Absolute beast, even with his feet in the air, going forward. It could take people on. It could pass the ball, which we've had some centre offs that can't do anything like near that. Tight Bramble.
Tight Bramble.
Just to name one, he was probably one of our worst signings, but we've had a few of them to be honest.
I could name a lot.
With
big shout out for that. Big shout out for that moustache for a period and all. Hell of a moustache.
With having the Albert being able to do everything else, I've gone for Colaccina.
Yeah, I actually think that matches yours. Yeah, it's a great shout. I actually think that matches yours, Praise, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Albert, Colaccina. No, in fact, it wasn't Albert. Albert wasn't in mine. It wasn't Albert.
Go on, give us yours then. Give us your
mine was Colaccina, but we'll say Colaccina's been done. Well, I'll drop Colaccina for this time because he's been pulled out. So I will go with Jonathan Woodgate, and I think Shaw's been brilliant for it. Even when you were struggling, Shaw's been really, really good, and he can hit a strike, mate. He can smash that ball. But I'd go for Wooders. I thought Wooders was. We've spoke about Woodgate before, how good he was defensively. Defensively, I thought he was one of the best English ones we had, bar maybe Terry, but just so good. And then when you got him from Madrid, it was a coup. Just like, oh my God, they've got another Madrid player. So good.
So let's hit Greg with the Woodgate Rio question.
The question is, Greg, who is a better defender, Rio Ferdinand or Jonathan Woodgate?
Woodgate's never fit.
That's not the question. It's not the question.
I've got to go with Rio.
You think Rio's a better defender than Woodgate?
Yeah. Just because of the people he had alongside him, he didn't have to do a lot, and everything he had to do, he did well. So he didn't stand out.
Bear in mind, not footballer, not ball player, but defending.
Just a defender.
Oh, it's got to be Woodgate, but he's got no feet.
But what's your job there? Your main job, I mean, back in them days, your job was you defend and kick the ball away. If you can play, you can play. nowadays, I think if you looked at it now, you took Woodgate and Ferdinand out of their eras and popped them into this era, I think Ferdinand wipes the floor with him because of how the era plays.
Even better, the Mulby experiment. Let's put Woodgate and Rio in a machine and give them the reading the game of Bobby Moore, and then you've got a hell of a defender.
I mean, if you're going to play culture defenders, I wouldn't put Rio in it for culture. Surely you got to go Van Dijk, can't you?
Of course you'd say that.
Bro, come on. Look at how he plays his out from the back. Look at how he leads. And then you've got the defensive skills of Woodgate. You'd be laughing.
Right, so to mix it up from you two, I actually had written down Philippe Albert and Woodgate. I actually had. But honourable mentions for Shaw, Howie. Oh, Steve Taylor was a hell of a player for a little while. He looked really good as under 21s captain. And I quite like Lascelles as well. He looked really good when he was younger. I don't know as I don't follow Newcastle quite the same, kind of wonder what happened to him because he kind of looked like he had everything.
Yeah, he had a few injuries set him back. He's not really came back anywhere near what he was. Came back, got injured, came back, got injured. But he was our club captain at one point. He was our best defender. And he was a good defender, but injuries have cost him.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I don't
think he'll play for us again. I
think with Lascelles, I think as he got injured and he hit a certain age where his development finished, I think the club developed around him and he became like, at one point he was your best defender, like you say, and then he's like sort of took a drop when he got injured and the club's just gone past him. And I think that he's never getting in front of Botman or Shaw or any of your main defenders now. He's not getting anywhere near them. So
he's not going to get in front of Burn.
Three-finger Burn.
I'm surprised Burn weren't spoke about more because he can play fullback or centre half, can't he? I'm surprised none of us mentioned him.
I think Burn's done well. Named.
Yeah, the players we've named are above him. Right, let's go for it. I think for me this is the controversial decision. Let's go left wing because looking at this, you have spoiled for choice. I think, and we'll let Greg go first on this.
I've gone for Laurent Robert just because that peach of a left foot that he had, he could take a man on, he could hit a ball, he could pass. We played him on the left back then as a 4-4-2 to whip crosses in for the likes of Shearer, Ferdinand, etc. I think he's definitely our best left winger we've had.
Kanye, I need a ruling on this terminology. Peach of a left foot. I need a ruling on that. Surely, if it's
I always thought it was a wand of a left, but
wand of a left foot. Sure.
I thought it was wandage.
I thought you'd got
because he could bend it that way.
Yeah, nice. I thought you'd go for Laurent Robert. I couldn't see past David Ginola. I've gone for Ginola. It's close.
I would have gone for Ginola as well, but just to be different, I'll go for St. Max purely because when you were struggling under Bruce, he was the little glimmer of hope. He gave the ball to St. Max and he'll just do something. Yeah, not consistently, but he was that glimmer that I think gave you the belief, we can stay up. We've got St. Max to stay up. And then even when you sold him, it allowed you to bring in some better players because of PSR. Like you said, with certain players, I think he's, for what he did for those 2 years and then left for big money to allow you to bring other players in, like your Livermentos and your Halls. I think I went for that.
Devil's avocado. Wasn't Alan St. Maximin basically just another Adama Toure?
I don't think he was as fast.
No. Yeah, just a pacemaker. We heard about one of them earlier in the programme, didn't we? Just someone on the shoulder who was a pacemaker.
People rave about Alan St. Maximin, about his flair and his this and that. You have a look at his stats for us. They're awful. They're terrible.
Yeah. No end product.
Goals, assists, there's pretty much nothing. He had all the flair and all the trickery and the pace, but what's the point if you're not going to cross the ball?
Yeah.
I get that, but at the time, look at who he was playing with. The team was struggling under Bruce. If you took him out that team, you're basically Leicester now. That's what how
I
bad I think
prefer
you would have looked at.
Natsu.
Yeah, but at the time, St. Max got all the attention. He got doubled up on and still was taking players, which created the space for other players to do bits. That's the reason why I went for St. Max. I think entertainment-wise, good to watch. As a neutral, obviously for you, I think it's similar to, that's Emerson Tom. Similar to when we had Balotelli. I loved watching Balotelli and Joey Barnes and players like that. Just hated them at my fucking club. And I reckon that's where you're looking at St. Max. But from the outside,
He's savage.
yeah. Oh, what a fucking yeah! I think Savage was the opposite. I think you hated him unless he was at your club.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. I thought that's what you were saying.
No. I think I look at it from a neutral to watch St. Max play.
Oh, right.
It's entertainment. But as a Newcastle fan, you'd be sitting there going, "Just fucking pass the ball."
Right. So Greg's gone for Laura Mabel. I've gone for Ginola. You've gone for St. Maximin. Greg, let's go over to the right. Let's go over to the right-hand side. Who you got, mate?
I've gone for Hatem Ben Arfa.
I thought Ben Arthur would be in your 10 position, but I think I know who's in your 10 now.
He hasn't got a 10, though, has he?
Playing a diamond, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got Diamond. As we do,
Diamond.
defensive. Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Of course you are. I've gone for Nobby Solano. I really liked him. He was another one, small, diminutive, low center of gravity, played for both you and for West Ham. I liked him. It was a pity that, the likes of, when we're looking at in this team like Waddle and Beardsley, were just before the Premier League era, just before the sort of cut-off point for how we do it. But, I've gone for Nobby. What about you, Fraser?
I went for Johan Gouffran. No, I did a fork.
Sammy Amiobe.
Do you know who I went for? Purely, again, just for entertainment value and to be different, I went for Lawala. Like, he was just entertaining to watch. He was just a little pace whore. Like, just literally, I'll get it and I'll run. You know I'm going to do it. Stop me. Like, just a beast. But he had his best time at Portsmouth, but yeah.
You're centre forwards are getting no service with Luar and St. Maximin. They're standing there scratching their balls, mate.
Well, what can you say? Who was your right mid, Greg?
Ben Arfa.
Hatem Ben Arfa. All right, here's one for you then, Greg, and see what you think to this. Hatem Ben Arfa is basically adult wrapped with more concentration.
With more consistency, yeah.
You think they're the same player?
I'll give you another one.
Go on.
I'll give you another one. Or Saeed Ben Rama.
Oh, that's harsh.
Do you think?
I think that's well harsh. I think that's close to a yellow. That's a verbal. That's verbal.
Harsh on who?
That is harsh. Sadhu Ben Rama is fucking dog shit. Absolute. Ben Rama won't get in some of the Sunday League teams we play for.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
Only because we're short of numbers.
Mate, he's in the second division of the Saudi League now, so I can't really say fuck all.
To be fair, the Saudi League were advertising for players to play in their second division, and it's fucking $3,000 a week.
How much?
$3,000 a week to be a footballer in Saudi Arabia's second division.
All of us, we're making a comeback.
That's it.
Greg, give us the base of your diamond. Give us your kind of CDM stroke central midfielder that's sitting at the bottom of your diamond.
This one was tough. Tough decision. The likes of Cheick Tiote, Kevin Nolan, but I've gone for Rob Lee, Mr. Consistent.
So, again, it's interesting when you look about how many West Ham links, because when you talk about Cheick Tiote and you talk about Rob Lee and you talk about Nolan, they've all played for both clubs, mine and yours. So I've gone for Rob Lee as well. And go on, I cut you up a bit there, mate. Go on, what were you going to say about Rob Lee?
It's just Mr. Consistent. Like anything you ask for him, he just done the basics really well. Constant. Played so many games for us. He was just the pinnacle for me. Like, I don't think there's been anyone better in that position for us.
It's James Milner's dad, isn't he? Is what he is. Even looks a bit like him. Who you got, Fraser?
I just got to warn you about spreading these rumours, right? Okay, we've been in trouble before. Let's not do this again. If we're going to go...
I'll be so. I'm already on a yellow. I'll play it safe. Go on.
If we're going to go for a similar formation to Greg's and have a CDM, I would go. I can understand why you go for Czech because he was a beast, but I would go with Gary Speed.
Yeah, he's on my honourable mentions. Yeah, he's on my mentions. And so is Nicky Butt. I know it weren't at his prime. Again, Gaza, I know it weren't in his heyday, but you can't not give him honourable mentions, can you? Do you know what I mean? So, so that's decent for the CDM. And then I've not necessarily gone in the diamond. I've got Rob Lee, and I've had to put Bruno in as my other centre midfielder. So I don't know how you feel about that, Greg, and I don't know who you've got as your other central player.
It's not Bruno. I don't think we've seen enough of him yet. Don't get me wrong, he's been class. He's been awesome. He's a very good player. Up and down, box to box. He's what you want in your team. With him, Tonali and Joel Linton in that midfield, who's getting through that? And that's a good three. But I'm not sure about him being with the lesser players. I've seen him a few times with Longstaff in there and Miley in there. I don't think he shines as much as he does with Tonali and Joel Linton. So he's a good player, really good player. I think he'll be, again, world-class in the next couple of years. One of them ones that will be world-class.
Can we talk about when you lot kept telling us that Sean Longstaff was a better player than Declan Rice?
Good player. Longstaff's a good player.
Yeah, he probably is. He's no Declan Rice, though, is he? What was I going to say? So who are you going for? Who did you just say you was going for? You said, well, you won't go for Bruno. Who are you going for in your sort of tip of your diamond?
I've gone for Johan Cabaye.
Cabaye was on my list for the CDMs. Yeah, I contemplated Cabaye on there on the CDM. So are you playing Cabaye as like a centre mid, or is he cam?
He's in front of Rob Lee.
Yeah, as a centre middle. Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's passing range. I think the through balls he could make. His service, it was unreal. Good player.
Yeah, he was good. He was really good. Good. And you know what he was?
But again, we had so many players across the midfield. We had Scott Parker, James Milner. You've mentioned Ginola. We've not even mentioned Keith Gillespie. You know, players like that. We've had so many players. Sissoko, John Joe Shelvey. They've all been good for us.
Yeah, Gini Wijnaldum.
Gini
was a B. Yeah, Gini was a G.
Obertan.
He's up there with Guthrie, he is. Fucking imagine, right? Imagine being the Newcastle, imagine being the Man U executive and someone comes up to you like, you see that tall streak of shit over there? Looks like a mad scientist. How much you want for him? Fucking hell.
Do you know what I want to talk about? Yeah. Do you know what I want to ask Greg about? I want to ask about the evolution of Joe Linton, who looks great. Joe Linton, he looks great, but you signed him as a centre. You signed him as a centre forward, didn't you? What's gone on there? I know he's sort of dropped back in.
Can I ask you who signed him as a centre forward?
Yeah, I don't know. Was it Howe or was it someone else?
Won it?
It was Steve Bruce.
Was it Steve Bruce?
He's so good, was he?
Is that where lies the problem? Steve Bruce signed him, and he wasn't a centre forward, or
he wasn't playing as a centre forward when we signed him. He was playing as a right midfielder.
Right.
Steve Bruce tried to adapt him as a striker that he'd never been a striker. He'd played across the middle and across the wing. He bought him as a £40 million striker who'd never played up front.
See, I think I'm not sure people realise that from an outside perspective, and I think Howell gets a lot of credit for transforming him into this new position when all he's doing is actually playing round pegs in round holes because of Steve Bruce's ineptitude. Do you know what I mean?
I think Bruce wanted him in as a defensive 10. That was the plan. He would be stop their 6 from playing, do all the defensive doggy work in that area, but with injuries, he ended up being up top. He's not a goal threat in regards to that. You know what I mean? He's not one of those where you think running through one-on-one, you think, oh, you bastard, he's going to tuck this away. He's not that. But he's just a big unit, gets himself about, has a good bit of feet. Because there was talk of Liverpool, it'd be interested in him as a replacement for Firmino. I was like, fucking hope not. Jesus Christ.
Right. Did you give us your central one phrase?
No. See, if we were playing a 4-4-2, I'd have gone with Scott Parker. I thought Parker was brilliant for the Toon. But if we're playing as a 10, it's got to be Peter Beardsley. It's got to be Peter Beardsley, man.
Beardsley wouldn't have played for him during the Premier League era, would he?
He did. Yeah, he did. Towards the end of his career, start of the Premier League because he played at front of Andy Cole. When Andy Cole came on.
In 94, I believe.
Went to Fulham.
So maybe he got maybe a year and a half or something.
Yeah, because he used to do that little Beardsley wiggle, the little run, like shuddering his shoulders and put the defender on his arse. Boom, see you later. Man, like Peter Beardsley, man.
Yeah, that's a shout. Yeah, I've got Beardsley, but I kind of had him down as kind of like a 10, but in a 2. You know, like a Sheringham sort of 10. Do you know what I mean? But I've not got him again. Yeah, I've not got him. I've not got him in my team, but I've got him as an honourable mention. So, what we left with? We're left with 2 more, aren't we? Two more forwards.
2 strikers. Yeah.
I think we've surely we've all got Super Alan Shearer, haven't we?
Yeah.
How can you not have?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have Shearer, but just for being different, I'm going to say not having Shearer, just to be different.
You're right. Go on. Who are you going for?
Andy Cole.
Andy, no goal, Cole.
Mr. 43 in a year. Behave.
I know. But yeah, controversial opinion. Did he need a lot of chances to put one away? Was it clinical, or did he just get loads of service?
Oh, I think he was clinical. I think you've got don't forget in that era as well, how the game was played. There was many other players that were better finishers, but didn't score as many goals as him, and he played in a lesser team. If he's putting himself in a position to get them chances, it's like saying to someone, "Oh, is he just a pace merchant up front?" Like a young Michael Owen, is he just a pace merchant up front? He has to be fast to get to the spot. So you're digging him out for being that, or Duncan Ferguson for being just good in the air. But he is good in the air. You've got to have your side. You're making the most of your talent. And I think with Andy Cole, he could do a bit of everything. He could run channels. He could do it all. He could hold it up. Is the way he used to finish, like where he put his legs. Like he's very flexible and he controls the ball. I don't think Cole is remembered as really how good he actually was. I think he gets hard done by because of some of the great players in the Premiership. I think if he was foreign, I think we'd talk more about him.
So Devil's Avocado, if he was as good as that, should he have done more for England?
Managers, you could say that about a few players. Martin Noble at the time was brilliant. Kevin Nolan at the time was brilliant. Never got a sniff near the England team. Nolan did a little bit. You got loads of players that don't get sniffs near England, but it's all horses for courses. It's whoever's in front of you. I mean, look at Cole. Even you had Sheringham, Fowler, Owen, Shearer, Ferdinand.
Ian Wright for England. John Barnes for England. Yeah.
All these players that could do that job. I think it's difficult to say to someone, you should have done more for your country if you've not been given the chance, but it's what you did when you had the chance. I mean, he had that big falling out with Sheringham, didn't he? Because of the being sub for England.
Didn't Barnes play for Newcastle and all towards the end of his career?
Barnes, he did, yeah. Barnes.
How have we not mentioned Stuart Pearce and all, just because of the age?
Do you know what? I like Stuart Pearce there, but I had to go for Enrique. And I thought Beresford was there for 6-7 years, and he was just no one even threatened his position. So I could understand, but I think Pearce probably replaced Beresford. I think
the problem with Pearce is we never got him at his prime.
Yeah, 100%. Greg, back to you. Give us your thoughts on Shearer. It's only right you tell us about Super Alan Shearer.
Oh, he could just score a goal anyhow, any shape, anywhere, couldn't he? He had a thunderbolt of a right foot, right place, right time. His footballing brain to be in them positions to score that amount of goals is like second to none. There's only a few I've watched in the Premier League that can score goals like him pretty much from nothing.
Yeah, love the tussle and all. Don't you think he looked like difficult to play against, Fraser? Yeah,
just I can imagine him being elbows, arms, just a nuisance, standing on your feet, just an absolute fucking nuisance. But he also shat it from Roy Keane, so that's all I'm saying.
And as he gets older, his hairline's running away from his face, isn't it? It's really weird.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
So the other one, I've gone for Shearer as well. And again, shout outs for Andy Cole, Esprilia, Beardsley, Isaac, Demba Ba, Bellamy, Obafemi Martin, Cisse. But I went for Les Ferdinand. Big Les. I've gone for Ferdinand and Shearer up top. I don't know what you think of that, Greg.
Not for me. We had Big Les and Andy Cole for pretty much the same amount of time. Les Ferdinand played 84 games, I believe, scored 50. But Andy Cole's record for us, he scored 68 goals in 84 games or 86 games.
Got 40 in a season, didn't it? The promotion
For me,
year.
that's unreal. Unreal stats.
So you're Shearer and Cole.
I'm Shearer and Cole.
Tasty, that
Two
is.
English.
Tasty. What's yours, Fraser?
We have had a
Who's
lot.
your other one?
We've had a lot.
It was tough between. It was tight between Bellamy. Love Bellamy. I thought Bellamy was brilliant. Duncan Fergs, but I went for Papa Cease. I thought Papa Cease was brilliant. He just seems to come from nowhere. Just this guy with buck teeth, pearly whites, and would just destroy teams. Like the goal against Chelsea, outrageous, just fucking outrageous. Just fetch that fucker check. And against Chelsea's defense, against Czech, just fucking best defense in the league to do that. Yeah, I went Papa Cease just to be a little bit diffs.
So can we talk about Vestino Esprilia though? That was exciting. If even the backflip celebrations.
He was class. Like his whole demeanour, the way he played football, it was just always with a swagger. Bit like a JJ Okocha, like just too good. Can just be too good at times. But then could miss from 2 yards.
We can all do that, Greg, can't we?
It was a good assist. It was a good assist.
Greg, do you want to tell Mike about your miss?
It wasn't a miss, it was an assist. There's a difference.
Okay, do you want to tell Mike about your assist?
I've not played for a long time. I've been in goal.
It don't matter, it was an assist. Own it.
Yeah, so the ball's come across from wide left wing. I'm probably 2 yards out. Probably 1.5. Give myself 2. All I've got to do is angle my foot and the ball's in the net. I angle my foot, it hits my heel, bounces off our player who's next to me, then goes in. Great assist.
Basically,
he's claiming it. He's claiming it.
Like the headers on FC25, basically.
Yeah, basically just fucking nowhere headers.
Right.
He's claiming it. He's claiming it as an assist.
We ended up in the net. We're taking it. Right, look, run us back through your team again, Greg. In goal, we've got Shay Given, right?
Yep.
Right back.
Trippier.
Left back.
Beresford.
Centre backs.
Colaccini and Albert.
2 central midfielders.
Rob Lee and Ben Arthur.
Beautiful. Right and left wing.
Nope, sorry. Ben Arthur's on the right. Kabai's attacking mid.
That's right, yeah.
Rob
Right and left. Yeah, Robert's on the left, and then Shearer and Cole up front. That's a hell of a team. Who's in the dugout? Because out of all the managers, I'd have to go for Big Bobby Robson. I think managing that team, you got candidates like Steve Bruce. You got candidates like Howe. You got candidates like Kevin Keegan, Fraser. I would love it if we beat them. But,
greatest rant of all time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant, amazing. I just wish they'd won the league that year after that in showing that sort of fight. But Ferguson got in his head. That was mind games, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which he was a bit of a master at. So, yeah, who you got in the dugout? I'm going for everybody's granddad, Bobby Robson.
Pardew. No, that's a joke.
It's a joke. Forget about Pardew.
I don't. For me, it's got to be Eddie Howe. Just because
picking Eddie.
Yeah, I'm picking Eddie.
The
team he took on from Steve Bruce to get us where we finished that first season, to even get us safe. The goals we was letting in, the amount of goals we conceded that season, we had no structure. We was conceding goals left, right, and centre. For him to step up and be where we are now after 3 seasons, it's got to say something for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, then here's one for you then. So what was your thoughts on the whole Rude Hullet Shearer situation that came about, where Hullet came in and Shearer tried to introduce himself, and Hullet just gave off the negative vibes, and then dropped him for the Sunderland game, which cost him his job. Like, he bombed Shearer, like fucked off with Shearer for maybe a year, in and out of the team. Just think how many goals he could have scored, Shearer, if it had played for a better manager. I mean, what's your thoughts on the whole Rude Hullet experiment?
For me, Shearer, any manager, you have to play him. You have to start him every game. Otherwise, for me, you're not doing your job properly. When he's in his prime and scoring them goals he can score, and we're struggling out on the pitch to score goals, why are you not playing him? You've got to start him. He's the best in the Premier League. You've got to play him.
It's crazy that, wasn't it? You got the most expensive striker in the world.
Style.
Yeah, it's crazy. So there's certain players you play to get the best out of them. That's what managers do. You get the best out of the ones you have, and then if you want to tweak things, and you tweak things, but to just go, yeah, you're not the one for me, and then what the fuck? It's craziness.
Who's managing for you, Fraser?
I'll go Kev Keegs, just for the passion. Super Kev.
He loves attacking game and all, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's one of the best eras.
Yeah, I think he'd be very similar to if you compared his style to anyone's now, I compare it to like how Klopp sort of went, get the ball, we'll go at you. And that's what Keegan was. I don't think he was as tactical as Klopp is, but I just think for the time, it was just like, right, fucking hell, everyone's attacking, 4-4-2, let's go. And they were one of the better ones at it.
I think the thing with Keegan was he knew how to play the game, and he was good at attacking, but he had this reputation of running away from every job when it got tough.
Yeah.
And I don't think the England job and him fucking off down the tunnel saying I've had enough did him any favours for his legacy, management-wise.
No. What are you saying about that, Greg?
It's a tough one again, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I look at that and I just think, I think the problem was, at that time, if you're a good player, you're expected to be a good manager. And I think you were given the tools to be that. There was not as much tactical now as there's like there is now. I mean, fucking hell, like some of the Sunday League teams that we've played against, Greg, they've got like 4 formations already pre-planned. Like they just drop into, right, when we have the ball, we do this, we do that. Like, and I don't think they had that at the time with Keegs. And I think he just got given like, right, you're a good player, show you can. And I think now we're seeing good footballers don't always make good managers. Look at Rooney, look at Gerrard, look at Lampard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the English mentality, but it's not always the same. You got fucking Xabi Alonso, Zinedine Zidane. I mean, I don't think Zidane's that great. I think he's just done well with that Madrid team. But I think back then it was less tactical, where you could get away with being, listen, I'll show you how to do it. Bang, just do that. Like the Zola episode, like we talk about.
Yeah, I think you're right. Zola's another one. I think it was more a case of rather than having the tactical nous, it was the players will respect him. Do you know what I mean? And that sometimes is not enough, especially in the modern era. Let's move on to the section. Iconic kits. Fraser's got a few classic Newcastle kits to throw at you. And you're going to tell us your favourite, or if your favourite's not on there, let us know which one's your favourite kit and why. So over to you, Fraser.
I mean, I love that one. Classic brown ale. Love that one. The rounded neck makes you look tougher. Go on. You know what? I think this only happened for 1 year. This popped up. I thought, forgot about that. That's a class kit. Class. Like the Newcastle badge in the background. It's class, that.
Doesn't say Newcastle to me.
Season.
And then obviously the one you've got on, Greg, is there. But then I've got a little selection of kits, all rocked about. Anyone that you think, like, you know what, that's actually the one that thinks. I mean, that one, the bottom right, I instantly see that kit and I think Ginola straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if I showed you that one, who pops into your head with that one?
For me,
yeah,
Shearer. The amount of times I've seen him run off in it with that arm up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
There's a few kits on there. There's a couple that are very nice. That bottom right one's probably in my top 3, if not my favourite.
Yeah.
the stripy one that I've got the remake of now,
Yeah.
that's got to be number 3. And if you just go back onto that screen, there's one with the blue star on the front with the
Yeah.
backdrop of Newcastle. That's up there as well. But the one you've just shown me, the one that says who do this remind you of, I've got one of them hanging up upstairs. I won't wear it.
See, you know, in that picture, bottom left, you've got the Newcastle black and white, and just behind it is like the multicoloured one. That instantly reminds me of Pavel Saniček in goal. Just the multicoloured ones give you, if the striker's got epilepsy, you're in trouble. Like, see you later, come on, one-on-one, what you got? But Greg, remember, I was telling Mike in a previous episode, right, see, watch his reaction. Remember threes for tees?
Threes for tees.
Threes for tees, mate. Threes for tees is the way forward, isn't it? Love threes for tees. We sit there for hours. Threes for tees, mate.
You just hope there's only 2 people in the room at the time.
That is it, wasn't it? If someone had gone toilet, fuck it, just make it the 2.
There's been times where you've had to reboil the kettle just to make the amounts of cups of tea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'd have our cousins round and that'd be it. Like, oh my God, threes for tees. Even if you weren't playing, I'd have a tea. Oh, fucking hell.
Anyone in the room, playing or not.
Yeah, class.
Right, that sounds awesome. Right, Fraser, while you get the old Chat AI app ready for our fantasy matchup, got a couple of questions to throw at Greg. First of all, Greg, take you back to when you're 19, pace merchant, you can still chase the 18-year-olds about. You get approached for professional contracts, 30 grand a week, with view to, after a certain amount of games, it's going to bump up again, and your agent can go in and secure more money. The team comes in and says, listen, you're going to be our number 9. We need you on the shoulder. We need you getting behind these defenders. Come and have a professional contract with us here at Sunderland. Do you take it?
No.
But it could be your only chance, like you pass up the chance to play professional football for a living.
Yep.
Not even flinching on it, is he?
Nope.
Wow.
No, so you won't do it. Well, okay. Next question. Going to give you 4
probably
teams.
consider Middlesbrough. Consider.
Right. Okay. I've got 4 teams for you, funny enough. You would have seen this before if you've watched, right? One of these teams win a cup. One against Newcastle in the last minute. They beat you in the last minute, one of these teams. One of these teams gets relegated to the division below them. One of them has to start again at the bottom of the Football League and work their way up. One of them is dissolved forever. Here are your teams. Sunderland, Liverpool, Man United, Middlesbrough. One of those teams relegated. One of those teams start again at the bottom. One of those teams banished from the league. One of them wins a cup against Newcastle. What order are you going?
Win a cup against Newcastle and have to go Man U. They've done it to us many times before. I can get over that. It'll only be a domestic cup anyway. I know we've not won one for a while, but it'll be nothing new to us losing a cup to Man U.
Right. So Man United out of the game. They're winning the cup. Sunderland, Middlesbrough and Liverpool. One relegated, one starts at the bottom of the league, one gets dissolved out of business.
We'll just dissolve Sunderland, they can just go. Just get rid of them. Pointless
You wouldn't miss
them anyway.
You wouldn't miss the rivalry? You don't think it's important?
Not now. Game? Not now. Not where they are now. They're not the team that there was. The rivalry's not the same. They're nowhere near Premier League calibre, and I don't think they're going to be for a very long time. So for us to get a rivalry lower league cup draw, I don't think it will mean that much as what it did in previous years.
Right, okay. You've got so you've got one dissolved, one's won a cup. One out of these teams, Middlesbrough or Liverpool, one of them gets relegated. One of them starts all the way bottom again at League Two.
I'd like to see Liverpool start at League Two. I'd see how they'd get on. Losing all the players, having to start from scratch. Would they become the club they are now? Who knows? I don't know.
Right, a couple more questions. I'll take you back in time and you win the lottery. You personally, Greg North, 10 million. But the butterfly effect changes and Shearer plays for Sunderland and you've got Kevin Phillips. Are you taking it?
Kevin Phillips was good.
I know.
Kevin Phillips was
But was
good.
But was he Shearer good?
He played for Sunderland, so it's hard to tell.
That's why it's a difficult question.
Stick him in our team, I think he'll shine. In the era that Shearer was in our team.
But you never have Shearer. He was never a Newcastle player in history.
I'd have to take it. We've never won anything with him.
Interesting. And final question, and this is a tough one now. If you had to take one Sunderland player to play in your first team now, who are you taking?
I don't even know who plays for Sunderland now.
Joe Bellingham.
Yeah, that'd be it. He's the only person I know who plays for them.
All right. What about if it's from when you talk about when Sunderland were in the Premiership, you get to take one Sunderland player to play for you? Who are you taking?
Steed Malbronk.
Steed. Big Steed.
He was a baller.
He was a baller, Steve Malbronk. Very good. Very good. I like Malbronk. He was a good egg.
Well, what do you want to do? Fantasy matchup or your Who Am I? Or Guess Who or whatever you're doing. What do you want to do then?
Let's do the matchup first, right?
Right, here we go then.
So, I don't know if I've got Connor's team rightly correct, but because it's saved on the other phone. So, now, hold on.
Can I see if I've got it written down? Oh no, I'm on that phone. I'm on the phone that's got it written down.
I've just got to make it a neutral venue again. Right then, so thrilling encounter played at Wembley in front of 90,000 people. Liverpool versus Newcastle. The match kicked off at the iconic Wembley Stadium with fans on both sides, creating an electric atmosphere. Newcastle United, managed by, it's put Kevin Keegan as manager, okay, lined up in the classic 4-4-2 formation against Jurgen Klopp's formidable Liverpool. Newcastle started brightly with Laurent Robert testing Liverpool's Alisson with a thunderous free kick in the first 5 minutes. Alisson's excellent save set the tone for a high-paced competitive match. Liverpool respond quickly through their midfield maestro, Steven Gerrard and Xabi Alonso in the 18th minute. A slick passing move involving Gerrard, Alonso and Luis Suarez ended with Fernando Torres firing a low shot underneath Shea Given to give Liverpool a 1-0 lead.
Big Shay, come on.
Big Shea. Newcastle showed resilience and fought back. In the 35th minute, Johan Cabaye delivered a pinpoint cross from the left, and Alan Shearer rose highest to head the ball into the net, levelling the score at 1 apiece. Shearer, bang, back to the stick. One or two, and up. Liverpool started the second half strongly with their attacking trio of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Luis Suarez causing constant problems for Newcastle defence. However, Shea Given pulled off a series of remarkable saves to keep the score level. In the 58th minute, Newcastle's flair players Hatem Ben Arfa and Laurent Robert combined brilliantly on the right wing. Ben Arfa dribbled past two defenders and delivered a low cross that Andy Cole converted with a clinical finish, putting Newcastle 2-1 up. It's 2-1 to the 2. Liverpool pressed for an equaliser, and their relentless pressure paid off in the 75th minute when Steven Gerrard unleashed a trademark long-range strike that found the top corner, making it 2-2. As the match approached its climax, both teams had chances to win it. Alan Shearer came close to sealing the victory for Newcastle with a powerful header that hit the crossbar in the 88th minute. On the other end, Fernando Torres saw his shot cleared off the line by Philippe Albert in stoppage time. Final score, Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2. Are we going into penalties?
Extra time or penalties? What do you fancy? Your shout, Greg.
Let's go old format, extra time.
Right. What happens if it goes to extra time? Ooh, it's a tight one.
With the match tied at 2-2, at the end of the regular time, we head into extra time to determine the winner. The atmosphere at Wembley Stadium is electric, and both teams are ready to give their all. Newcastle United starts the extra period with high intensity there. Alan Shearer has a golden opportunity in the 98th minute, but Alisson makes a crucial save to deny the Newcastle legend. Liverpool counters quickly, and Mohamed Salah's pace causes problems for Newcastle defence. In the 105th minute, Salah dribbles past Beresford and fires a shot that is brilliantly saved by Shea Given. Second half of extra time. The second half of extra time begins with both teams pushing for a winner. Steven Gerrard continues to be the driving force of Liverpool, while Johan Cabaye and Rob Lee work tirelessly in Newcastle's midfield. In the 112th minute, Luis Suarez creates a chance for Fernando Torres, but Torres' shot hits the post. Newcastle respond with an attack of their own in the 118th minute. Laurent Robert delivers a dangerous cross from the left. Alan Shearer rises above Virgil van Dijk and powers a header towards goal. But Alisson makes an outstanding save to keep Liverpool in the game. Despite the thrilling chances and relentless efforts, both teams, the match remains tied at 2-2 and extra time. The contest will be decided by penalties.
Oh, that's our first penalty shootout, isn't it?
Newcastle go first. Alan Shearer. Oh, he's not done it in order. So I'll do it in order. Alan Shearer, goal. Gerrard, goal. Cabaye, goal. Alonso, goal. Rob Lee, goal. Mohamed Salah, goal. Laurent Robert, goal. Sadio Mane, goal. Andy Cole, miss. No. Luis Suarez, goal.
Oh, no.
It's Randy Cole, the enemy. Randy Cole missed it.
Told you Les Ferdinand was the way.
Les would have took that away. Tell you what, Bellamy, he's tapping that in. Papaci's knocking that in, no problem. I'll tell you what, that is so much detail. I'll tell you what, I will. When we get a chance, we'll do that again. I reckon you'd do Arsenal's team. We'll do a separate little clip, and I'll put that on the Arsenal team. We'll just go through that and do an Arsenal one, because I reckon you'd do that Arsenal team.
With Raya in goal.
With Raya in goal.
Yellow card. 2 yellows, blue card.
That's a straight red. That's a 5-game ban.
That's like me picking Dubravka.
Or Tim Krul. What did you think of him?
Good keeper. Good keeper for us. He was good for us.
At penalties. Yeah. That's about it.
Prone to the odd mistake, but he was okay. He weren't our worst. We've had a lot worse. We've had some bad players over the years.
So
I've got a guess who for you, Greg.
Go on. Here we go.
Who am I? So I'm going to give you a couple of clues. You've got 5 clues. The less clues you get the more points you get. Okay, so for 5 points, first clue is this player is a French midfielder who joined Newcastle United in 2011.
We had loads of French fucking players.
You did. You had a lot of French contingency then, didn't you? It's only Premier League era, obviously 2011. Do you want another clue? It is Johan Cabaye. I picked it before you even put him in your team. Big Cabaye. The other clues were he played for the club until 2014, making 93 appearances and scoring 18. He was also known for his excellent passing vision and ability to score from free kicks. He helped Newcastle finish 5th in the Premier League in his first season. He later moved to Paris Saint-Germain in January 2014.
He's absolutely smashed that.
Yeah, smashed it. But, you know, he ain't no John Alla Boom song. He ain't no Boom song. Say that.
You know how many people there was to choose from there? Remember our French era?
Yeah, just bringing players in, weren't you? Like, you had Obertan, Gouffran, and then you had your, who was the other defender? You had Boomsong, who was French, Debuchy at right back. Just David Sanson was Italian, but you just brought in a load of Frenchies at one point, didn't you?
Yeah, none of them were any good. None of them was in the French team. They were just people from France.
Hanging about the Euro tunnel.
Yeah. Hey, you look like a footballer. Follow me, son.
Yeah. Come have a signature with us.
Fucking hell.
Mate, Greg, you've smashed it. You've been a brilliant guest, mate. Depth of knowledge, some great players, some great nostalgia there, looking back over some of the Newcastle players. Valiant effort in the old fantasy matchup. We've still not knocked Connor and his Liverpool team off the top spot. We're going to have to up our game, but bloody hell, that is as close as anybody has come. That was bloody tight. And yeah, I'd like to, on another day, maybe see how he got on against the Arsenal team, see how he got on, against Beanie's team. Because that was a good old Leeds team, and all.
I think they'll smash Beanie's team. Smash Beanie's team.
Do you reckon, yeah?
Yeah, smash Beanie's team. We'll do that. Get that on. Well, are we doing the Moby effect?
Yeah, go on in. Yeah, can do.
So, Greg, new feature. Basically, we're going to give you can pick the position and the players we want you to create. Imagine you've got a mad scientist. He's going to put 3 of your Newcastle players into one to make your ultimate footballer for any position you want. I want to know who you're putting in, what traits you're taking from that player, and what position the overall player is going to be. So, where we are. There we go. The mad scientist. Who you putting? Who you putting in?
Where's the mad scientist? I missed it. I was getting the music ready. Shouts to
He's
mad
there.
scientist.
We'll have to blow him up.
Oh, is it too small?
Yeah, it's a little bit itty bitty.
Right. The
We'll blow
moldy
him
effects.
up. We'll blow him up.
We need a bigger scientist. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So you understand the rules, don't you?
Yeah.
Greg, you understand the rules, yeah? So we're not going to go like fucking Zidane, Messi and Ronaldo. We're going to try and make it interesting, like, you know, Lee Trundle and Dwight York and Matt Letizia. Or some
But just
shit.
Newcastle. Just Newcastle players. Let's do your Newcastle. You must have played for Newcastle. 3 players you're putting in.
Oh, just Newcastle.
Yeah, let's do just Newcastle. Your Newcastle ultimate player.
To make what position?
Whatever position you want.
Up to you.
So I can pick a position for them to play, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. If I wanted a striker, I might pick the finishing skills of Shearer with the pace of Obafemi Martins, but the control of David Ginola to make my striker.
Okay.
That's a monster. That's a monster.
Okay. Okay. I think I've pretty much there already.
Go on. What position is he going to be?
It's going to be a striker because of all the ones
Yeah.
I've got to choose from.
It's fair. You got a shitload of wingers to pick from as well. To be fair.
Yeah, but this is going to be different.
Go on. What's your
I'm
striker saying?
going for the footwork of Isak because I think his footwork is unbelievable. His touch, his pace, everything. I think it's brilliant. With the aerial threat of Andy Carroll,
Big Randy C. Yeah.
he pretty much wins 9 out of 10 in the air. With the flair of Faustino Asprilla.
Ooh, controversial. I like it. I like it. So basically, I feel like you just made us Zlatan.
All 3 of them could score goals.
I feel like you've just made Zlatan. Swedish Isaac's feet, the flair of Asprilla, and Andy Carroll on top. You've just made a Newcastle Zlatan.
Ain't bad,
what do you think, Lee? That's the closest player I could think of that. Those sort of links, I think Zlatan straight away.
It's a bloody good shout, mate.
It's a great player. Legendary.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, mate, listen, Greg, it's been a pleasure. We've been trying to get you on for ages. We appreciate how you're always interacting in the comments and letting us know your faults and telling us that Fraser's wrong. It's all brilliant. So thanks so much for coming on. Your 11 is fucking monstrous. We'll get you on another day and we'll talk about general football, or you can have a little think about a subject of your choice you want to talk about. Doesn't have to be Newcastle, can be VAR, can be modern football versus old football, can be legends, can be whatever you want. I'll tell you what we'll do just before we go. I know we're 108 minutes. I'm going to throw this on you. Give us your Newcastle 5-a-side team.
Shay Given, Trippier, Colaccini, Ben Arthur, Kevin Nolan, Alan Shearer.
Ben Arthur would be a fucking nuisance in 5-a-side to get the ball off, wouldn't it? Can you imagine just trying to get the ball off him? See, I'd have thrown Giller in there. Imagine those two playing. Fuck off.
I was going to say Ginola and Ben Arthur.
Yeah,
you've got to have your box to box
with,
with Kevin Nolan up and down, back to back. That's why Nolan's in there for me. He was box to box, one of the best for us at that time doing that.
There's another one who he arrived late and scored goals and all, didn't he?
Yeah, 5-a-side, I'd just leave Ginola and fucking Ben Arthur up top. Me, fucking Albert, Trips, and fucking Chet Tiote will just run around, kick the fuck out of everyone else and pass through the ball. You two just flare the fuck out of everything, just destroy people. Get the fuck out of here.
To be fair, over Shearer, I'd go for Isak in 5-a-side, 100%.
Lever, what do you think? Who would your 5-a-side be?
Yes, tough, innit? Again, Shay Given, Philip Albert. Who did you have as centre back?
I had Trips and Albert at the back.
You had Colacina, Fabrizio.
Yeah, I'd have Colacini and Albert. Fit in a five-a-side. Fit Kieran Dyer, who hasn't even got a mention today.
Yeah.
Or Genus.
Or Genus.
Yeah,
And then
Genus,
I'll have Ginola and Shearer.
Do you want to know mine? Mine would smash you all. I'd have Karius in goal for you. I'd have Boomsong and Bramble in defence.
Titus Bramble in defence, yeah.
Yeah. I'd have Gouffran and Obertan. I'm smashing it. And I'd have Sholo Amioba. Say something. Say something. In fact, what? Fuck Sholo. I'm having Sammy. Amioba in. Fuck him.
No, James Perch.
What was
Catspire?
I did think, mate, Catspire. Fucking hell.
Blast from the past.
Mate, remember Alan Gomor? He was fucking tragic. Another French Revolution player.
Have you ever seen Catspire and fuck, what was his name? I said it in my head. I'm thinking Graverson, Thomas Graverson. You ever seen him in the same room?
Angry bastards.
Could be the same person, mate.
Graverson's supposed to be hilarious, though. The stories you hear about Graverson are supposed to be fucking hilarious.
He went and played for Real Madrid. There's another striker we've not mentioned for us. It was good for us anyway.
Don't say Michael Owen.
Mitrovic.
I think Mitrovic he's part of the one-trick pony thing. If you don't play to him, you can't do anything else.
It was good for us in that championship.
Yeah, championship different. I think the championship it's one of those where he's took a step below where he needs to be. Like, when he's scoring goals in the Saudi league. So I'll put it up there. But mate, you know what popped to my head then? Alessandro Pistone.
Remember
you
Emre?
Weren't a bad player. Emre Kolahoglu. What a knobhead. Yes, I can say that as well.
Yeah. Say him and the Greek defender.
What? Emre Kolahoglu and Stadios Giannakopoulos.
That's it.
That is how you say it. Stelios Giannakopoulos. That's how you say it.
Mate, that is a proper episode, proper Newcastle team, proper guest. Thanks again, Greg, mate. You smashed it. Get in the comments. Let us know if you agree or disagree with Greg, what you think of what Kanye, Fraser and I are saying. Leave the comments. Think about any players that we forgot, or if you think your team have got the juice to come in and do one better than Greg and try and take our current Liverpool champions off the top spot, off their perch. Come at us. Let us know. Send us a message. Until next time on
Opinions from Offside.
We'll see you soon. Take it easy.